I started farming Herefords when I got back from university in 1980. My dad had started the herd in 1972 with a view that one of us would take it over. I happened to start taking a big interest in the cattle while I was still at university, and I remember we were actually doing all the background about performance testing and so on, and well, in the holidays I came back and started the herd in the performance test scheme. So we've been going with that since 1977. I firmly believe that when you breed cattle, you've got to take measurements and weights, and you've got to get something out of that. We also are very well aware that the animal's got to look right to be acceptable to the commercial breeder who uses an animal that's only got the traits he's looking for. So you need to know what traits you've got to breed into your cattle. And we just feel the way to do that was always to get involved in performance testing, get involved in your breed society, and know your breed, know the standards of excellence, know the judging criteria, that you can implement that in your selection of your cattle, that you can produce an end product that is what the consumer wants. In other words, our consumer being the commercial cattleman, and if we're lucky, we sell a stud bull as well along the way. Starting with the females, our cows for our environment, which is pretty harsh. It gets very cold in winter. The felt value drops extremely to a low value because of the excessive frosts we have. So we've got to breed a medium to smaller framed animal that can survive on the natural grazing chiefly. We pride ourselves that we farm our commercial cattle exactly the same as our stud cattle. So we run our stud cattle under commercial conditions, and we do our selection under commercial conditions, so that the animals are then, wherever they go, are adapted to the kind of management that they will be under. The females must be feminine, they must be highly fertile. Been so fortunate breeding Herefords in that they are so inherently fertile that the average intercalving period of our herd has never gone above 375 days. And I've been breeding them now for nearly 40 years. So come a drought or anything, we've always managed to get through, and the Herefords just keep going. Obviously for the cold, they are the right breed for our area. And with all the mountains, we find they climb extremely well. If you've got Herefords and they don't climb, maybe you must look at your felt, because if your felt's right, they will climb. In the females also, they're very easy doing cattle, and that's what we love about them. We can finish our old and our cull cows over the summer on the veld with no additional feeding, and they will grade top grades. We are pretty pleased about that. The females' temperament is amazing. They are tame. I was just saying now where they've come down from nearly 2,000 meters above sea level, and we walk amongst them, and then they don't even worry about you. The temperament is incredible. Then, of course, on the bull side, Hereford bull is an animal with extremely good libido. He does his job, and that is also a very important trait with the Hereford. Very good libido, good fertility, and we like bulls that are well muscled, that have got good width and good length, without being too large framed. We tend to let the environment decide how big our animals must be. We don't breed for a specific frame size. We cull animals that don't get in calf. So there's no excuse. If she's had a 2.5 month breeding season and she's not in calf, well, then she joins those that get fattened in the summer. On the bull side too, they must have a strong bone, and they must obviously then have the breeding values behind them to give the buyer some indication of what he can expect. Is he going to get small calves, or is he going to get big calves? Is he going to get good weight at weaning? Is he going to get growth? If he fattens his own stuff, is he going to get the growth? We try and keep it as simple as possible. We also are doing in our growth tests, which is an important part of our bull selection, our on-farm growth tests. We also do that, and we do ultrasound scanning, which we've done for probably the last 12 years, and we're really seeing the results of that coming through, so that by the time marbling and eye muscle area become important, we'll be there already. And it certainly does help us to get an animal that is thick and beefy that we can offer to our commercial bull buyers on our sale in August each year. Well, we offer around about 20 selected Hereford bulls. They selected out of a cow herd of 120 cows. So we select only the best ones. At the moment, the group is 29. So we will probably sell around about 20, 21, somewhere there, just depending on how many fall out. And then we also sell females on our sales, some open heifers, which the market seems to enjoy. And we've obviously make sure that the animals we are selling, we would be happy to keep in our own herd. You know, as I said, the cattle are adapted to extensive conditions. They run under extensive conditions, and they're selected under extensive conditions. So people buying from us will not only get that, but they'll also be able to use breeding values that are accurate, because we have many links, not only in the herd between our animals, but with herds from outside. So we've got links within the breed, and therefore the accuracy of our data is high. So the figures that you see in our catalogue are not a sales thing. They are absolutely to guide people to see what they need in their herds. And if you need to correct something, and you can come to us, and I can assure you, if it's got a good figure, the animal will be good in that trait. We'll stand by that, and I can guarantee that, because it's so important to us. We also want to use those breeding values to improve our cattle. So we make sure that from that side of it, everything is correct, and that there's enough linkages between our herd and other herds, and that you can then rely on the figures and the statistics you see. Our annual production sale is on the 24th of August. It's a Wednesday at 12 o'clock on the farm Denwood in the Birds River area of Dordrecht, close to the N6.